Oh man, I wish I could tell younger Hamza about authenticity. Authenticity is about doing what you want to do and not doing what you don't want to do. It's about knowing what you enjoy and not enjoy, and then aligning your sex life to your enjoyments. So I'm gonna tell you something so unconventional, which like, you know, all these sex experts and everything will disagree with and shit, bro. I don't like foreplay. I've never found it enjoyable. That routine, this fucking autistic, like step-by-step process of like, you're doing this with your fingers and all this shit that all these motherfuckers would speak about online, and you know, they plagued my mind, and I thought that was the way that you had to have sex. I remember every single time, I'm telling you right now, bro, every time that I went through that routine of bringing a girl back, putting her on the bed and kissing her and going down on her slowly, and then kissing her and making out with her fucking pussy and everything, my dick would be so soft through all of that. Like, I could be horny before, you know, thinking, okay, I'm gonna fuck this girl, but then I'd do that fucking routine of like, you know, going down on her and everything, and I would literally not be horny after that. I knew that, and I still kept on just doing it because I thought that was what you were supposed to do, and I didn't have the confidence to be authentic and think to myself, you know what, I don't enjoy eating pussy, bro. I don't enjoy it. Some guys say like, yeah, like I really enjoy it, I love it. Like, okay, fair enough, that's authentic to them, but for me personally, I don't enjoy that shit, bro. It's not that I find it disgusting or anything. I literally just don't find any kind of enjoyment in it. And then you could say, oh, but you know, it's not for your enjoyment, it's for the girls. But the thing is that if you do something that lowers your enjoyment of the sexual experience, the interesting thing is that it will also lower the enjoyment of her. So you know what happened to me? For maybe the first 15, 20 girls that I slept with, I followed that same sort of bullshit routine. You know, I go down on her, she goes down on me, and yeah, foreplay, yeah. I wasn't being authentic to myself. And eventually when I did find the confidence to be more authentic, and actually just something clicked, and I was like, I don't even enjoy that shit. My dick gets so soft when I'm going down on a girl. Then it's like, it's a struggle to get hard after I've gone down on a girl because I literally just find it boring. I literally just don't enjoy the experience. I stopped doing it, and of course, you know, not like, oh, I'm never touching pussy or anything shit. Like, I stopped doing that fucking routine of like thinking that you needed to go down on her before you have sex. I still obviously perform like oral sex, but not in the same kind of routine of like, yeah, let me go down on her for 15 minutes and then she can go down on me for a few minutes and then we'll have sex. Like, fuck that, bro. As soon as I stopped, I started enjoying sex so much more, and I found the kind of sex that I authentically enjoy so much more. I hated that kind of ritual of bringing a girl back, putting her slowly towards the bed, not insinuating that you were here for sex and kind of like, you know, pretending we're just, oh, we're not gonna have sex, oh, like, you know, that kind of game. I fucking hate that shit, bro. That kind of game. You kind of have to pretend you're not gonna have sex, so you bring her back and, oh, we're just gonna watch Netflix, and, you know, oh, we're sat here watching Netflix, or, you know, listening to tunes, yeah, oh, good music, oh, am I going for the kiss? I hated that shit, bro. So what was more authentic to me, to my own enjoyment, the way that I fuck now, is I make it clear to girls that I'm gonna fuck them. I make it so clear, like, if I meet a girl for a date, it's obvious, and if she's like turned off by that sort of like, you know, upfront, and she wants to play the game of like, oh, we're not having sex, bro, I'm not attracted to that. So you could say like, oh, Hamza, you missed out on that, but the thing is, I feel so fucking fulfilled with my sex life because I know what I enjoy, I know what I'm attracted to, and I follow with that and only that. So the way that I have sex is, I make it so clear that, yep, I want to have sex with this girl. I talk about it. I talk about like, you know, like with, let's say in the cafe or something for the first date, and when, you know, we started kissing and stuff, I'll literally be talking like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you and me. Come on, let's go. Little bitch guys can disagree with this. Little fucking beta male feminist motherfuckers can disagree with this. Oh, you're not supposed to talk like that. Like, I hate the game of pretending that we're not gonna have sex, and I also hate that fucking ritual where it's like, oh, well, we can't escalate too fast. You know, we need to sit down and like listen to some tunes or some shit, bro. I hate that shit. So now what I do, I make it clear from the start. As soon as we walk through the door, or as soon as like I'm kind of feeling it, bro, I don't wait to get onto the fucking bed. I'm telling you right now, most of the sex that I have is not on a bed anymore. I hate like bed sex, you know, having sex on the bed. I think that's basic as fuck. It's not for me anymore. Now you might disagree, but for me it's too like tame. I like fucking like spontaneously. I like, we walk through the door and I'll literally push her against the wall and start fucking her there right then. That's what I prefer. I can tell you this one time when I was in Amsterdam, and there was this girl that I'd slept with previously, really hot girl who like the sex with her was really good. She comes over, I show her around like the apartment that I'm staying in, and instead of doing that full ritual, bringing them to the bed and kissing or watching something, midway through showing her, like 5 minutes into like meeting her and showing her the apartment that I'm staying in, I literally push her up against the wall, start kissing her, grab her by the hair and literally bring her to her knees, and she's sucking me off in like the middle of this place that I'm staying in. That was so much more authentic. And then I start fucking her there and then, like literally pushed up against the wall. Think about how much more authentic and like real that is, instead of playing this fucking game of like, oh, well, we need to get to the bed first. Ugh, like that shit pisses me off, you know. Like, I think this is the most important part of this entire course, at least for me, was just knowing what I enjoyed and pursuing that, having like the permission to pursue that. So you need to think to yourself right now, what is it that you enjoy in terms of your sexual life? What kind of like fuck do you enjoy? Where do you like fucking? What kind of like build up do you enjoy? Do you like doing long foreplay? Do you want to skip it entirely? Do you like doing a short foreplay? Do you want her to only suck you off and you don't even want to go down on her? Do you only want to go down on her and you don't want her to suck you off or anything? You need to know only for yourself, not to, tell me or any other guy, what totally you enjoy, and then start getting that in your sex life. Of course, this takes a level of experience because you need to experience something to really know if you enjoy it or not, but you usually do have some kind of inclination of something that you'd enjoy. Like, for example, I've never done any kind of ass stuff myself. Like, I've done anal, kind of, like, I've stuck my dick in a girl's asshole, like, once. And it's not for me. Like, it's not for me, bro. And a girl doing anything to my ass, it's like, it's not for me. I've never experienced it, but, like, one or two girls have somewhat, like, brushed down to, kind of, like, insinuate, like, oh, like, is that something you like? I'm like, no, come back here. I know that's authentic. Imagine, like, you would never allow someone to push past that sort of authentic barrier to your asshole, would you? Imagine if you don't like ass play and you're not one of those guys who likes getting, like, this is a thing, right? So a lot of guys like getting, like, the ass licked by girls and shit. Imagine you're not one of those. You feel okay making sure that no girl licks your asshole, right? You feel okay with that, right? So if you do that for something like that, then make sure you have the same kind of energy for something that you do like. If you do like deep throating a bitch, make sure you fucking do that then. If you do like being a bit more rough, make sure you do that then. If you do like the entire build, like slow, very slow, like patient, gradual build, because a lot of guys like that. I remember my best friend in university really liked that. He really liked, like, kind of taking it slow and doing, like, foreplay for ages, going down on them and everything. He really liked that, and he would, like, tell me, oh, bro, I love it. I love eating pussy and stuff. And I would tell him, bro, like, I don't enjoy it at all. What the kind of fuck that I like is, like, literally no foreplay. We give each other a certain kind of look, and within seconds I've got her pinned up against the wall from behind, and I'm literally just, like, fucking her up against the wall. I think that to me is so fucking attractive. I fucking love that kind of sex. And the reason why I'm so, like, fucking hype and emotional for this section is because I wish I could go back in time and teach younger Hamza this. I wish I could just give him permission and to say, like, okay, find out what you authentically enjoy and pursue that in your sexual life. Because if you're not going to do the things that you authentically enjoy, or if you're going to do the things that you authentically don't enjoy, your sex life is not going to be anywhere near as good. So just for a few seconds here, I want you to just think back to times that you've had sex, or visualize, a sexual experience, right? And to just kind of remember or try to think of the things that you've liked and the things that you wouldn't like. Think about these things and bring them to the forefront of your mind. What would you certainly not like, and what would you definitely like and really want every time you have sex? Keep these in mind and make sure that this is kind of like your standard for the sex experiences that you're gonna have. And a side note in terms of foreplay, something that I've mentioned previously in this guide, I've realized now the reason why girls weren't coming back after I was fucking them, and I was like doing the full making them come and licking them out and doing the fingers and everything, and girls were telling me that, like, bro, multiple girls were telling me I was really good. Like, I've naturally, but also through training, I'm very good at sex. I was good even in my, like, uni days, doing the script, doing the routine, and now, like, even without doing that, like, every girl I sleep with is like, oh, like, they're fucking obliterated in fucking liquids, and they're like, oh my god, that was, like, literally, I sleep with girls for the first time and they're like, that's the best that they've ever had. Like, I'm used to that now, and I know so many guys say this shit, but, like, maybe you can believe me, maybe you can't, but, like, I'm literally used to sleeping with a girl for the first time and she literally says, like, oh my god, that was the best I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I don't, like, ask them, if you ask a girl this question, it doesn't count. I don't ask them, they just voluntarily tell me. And so my time in university, when I would follow this kind of sexual foreplay routine and I'd go down on her and follow all the tips that I learned about, like, making girls come and everything, I was good, bro. I was making girls squirt for the first time in their entire lives and shit. And of course, squirt is just piss and stuff, but it's a new experience. It's, heightened emotions and all this shit. I was good at it. Girls were literally telling me it was the best of their entire life, that I'm like the best pussy eater of their life. They wouldn't come back to fuck me. And I realize now, because every guy can go down on them. Every guy who's sleeping with this girl is gonna go down on her and try and make her come. What guys aren't doing is walking through the door, pinning her against the wall, hand on her fucking throat, and fucking her relentlessly into the mirror. The shit I like doing now is so much more, like, aggressive and significant and special. Instead of doing this normal bullshit of, like, I'll go down on her for 15 minutes. I'll bring a girl over to the mirror, bend her over, and literally, like, get close to her ear and say, like, you're gonna watch yourself get fucked. Imagine that kind of experience. Now, like, I love this way of having sex, but imagine the experience that the girls have, and holy fuck, man. That's a side note, but, like, I became so much better and, like, rated better at sex, and girls came back for more when I stopped following that conventional advice, because I started enjoying it more myself. Girls can tell when you're not enjoying something, bro. They can really tell. The thing is, they don't want to be with, like, a guy who's not even enjoying it. If you're, like, going through some routine because you think it's the thing to do, you think it's like, oh, well, this position, for example, you don't like doggy style, but you just think, oh, well, you're supposed to do it because that's, like, the normal thing to do. Girls can tell when you're not enjoying having sex with them, and it lowers their enjoyment too. They want you to experience, like, a lot of enjoyment and pleasure pleasure from having sex with them. So you need to know exactly what it is that you like and to stay real and true to that. The best case scenario is that you bring your authentic side where you know what you like and what you don't like. And she also brings her authentic side where she knows what she likes and doesn't like. And then you hopefully are compatible in those things. Because you might be thinking, wait, Hamza, like you don't have foreplay, but some girls really like, yeah, fair enough. But if that's their authentic side that they, they really like, they want to get like licked out and they really enjoy it, then like there's a bit of a difference, or like our connection isn't really there, and that's okay. That's not me, saying they're a bad person. Oh, you want, and that's not them saying I'm a bad person. It's just okay. Well, we like different things. If a girl really like wants every single time that she wants to have sex with a guy, and she wants the guy to like perform oral sex on her, then like me and her wouldn't just be compatible. We wouldn't connect. That's okay. The best case scenario is that you're so authentic that you kind of filter out all the kind of girls that wouldn't match with you, and eventually you're so authentic that you meet the girl who is authentic, and you've just got like that luck of the gods kind of draw connection that you both like what each other likes and you both don't like what each other doesn't like. Plus, this is unconventional as fuck, and no one's gonna tell you this, bro. The alpha male doesn't give a fuck about her pleasure. So you need to just think about what kind of man you want to be, because this modern day equality bullshit, male feminist kind of thing of like, oh, but women are writing books on their pleasure and like the orgasm, what's it called? The orgasm gap. Feminists used to talk about the wage gap, and then that was proven to be false and fixated and everything. And so the wage gap actually is that men get paid less than women. That's the truth. When everything's accounted for, men get paid 7% less than women. But feminists and all the male feminists and shit have been saying wage gap, oh, men get paid more than no. Now the new thing that they're talking about is the orgasm gap, that men get to orgasm pretty much every time that sex occurs, but women only get to orgasm like 20%. And that is true. But bro, the alpha male doesn't give a fuck. And what's interesting is that when I fuck and I have this kind of energy as the alpha male, the girls come back. Personally, right? You can say I'm a bad person, or some male feminists could be watching this and like quote this and react to this. Maybe I'm a bad person, bro. I don't care about her orgasm. I will fuck her the way that I want to fuck. I know that she'll enjoy it, but if she doesn't reach like this big, grand moment of this orgasm, it's like, that's fine by me. Now, other guys might disagree with this and they'll be like, oh, no, I'll feel bad if she doesn't yeah, fair enough, but that's authentic to you. So many people will hate about what we're discussing here, but in the end, we're literally just talking about authenticity and like really just enjoying what you wanted out of this experience. Because there is a girl who, for example, with me, well, there's been many girls who don't really care about getting an orgasm because they find so much pleasure in just each moment of having sex anyway, that they're not pissed off that when we're kind of done having sex, that they're like, oh, can you finish me off? They're not like that, because to them, it's not something that they really keep at the value of their mind. Like, oh, I wish he'd make me come or something, because they're sleeping with me for a different reason than that. So you need to figure out what kind of like man, what kind of like fuck you want to be. When I used to overly care about getting a girl to orgasm, that's when it used to happen a lot less. Now it happens almost by accident. And like, what I found, honestly, a lot of it, like, obviously there's a level of skill and connection and everything involved, but a lot of it's just down to the individual girl and not you. There's girls who I'll sleep with many, many times and I'll never make them orgasm once, but I don't stress myself out. I just kind of, you just kind of know. And there's girls I'll sleep with on the first time and she'll literally come like 7 times. Like, there's some girls who orgasm so fucking easily and quickly that you'll feel like, you're supposed to feel like a fucking god with them and think, yeah, I'm so good. I feel nothing either way. Like, this one girl I slept with, she literally come like 7 times in the first time we had sex together, and I kind of like made the remark like, oh yeah, you come really easily, and she said, yeah, she does. And other girls, I've put in work and done the whole fucking routine and still didn't make them come. If you like place your level of enjoyment and your level of satisfaction and your sort of credibility at being good at sex based on her orgasm, your mind's gonna be fucked. I remember the days when I used to really think about like making her orgasm, making her come, just autistically thinking about it. You don't even get to enjoy sex yourself then. The alpha male doesn't give a fuck, bro. That's as simple as I've got to say. The alpha male doesn't give a fuck about like thinking, oh, let me get her to orgasm. It ruins the sexual experience when you prioritize her orgasm. And so you don't need to. You should just subtly kind of know the kind of things that girls enjoy. The reason why I've not placed any emphasis on that in this course, I've not spent any time telling you like, oh, well, this is what you should do with your fingers, and you should find, the fucking golf ball texture 1 inch and up inside of the vagina, or you should lick your tongue like this, because that advice is already out there. And too many young men have learned that advice, and now they're neurotically thinking about her orgasm instead of their own. If she orgasms, if she comes, great. If she doesn't, as long as you're enjoying it, as long as she's enjoying it, it's fine. You don't need to get to this like certain moments for it to be credible or valid.